Hey, Brian, I saw you fumbling around here in the booth looking for race results. Did you know you can get that on CMRCRacing.com?
Travers, how many times do I gotta tell you? That's my home page. It's my favorite site. You know it's got it all. I'm gonna take you out of the booth in a minute. Heads up, gate is down.
Dangerous dog goes to 5. The gate is down, coming to that first corner. Who's gonna get the
shot? Chad Pedersen, 235 Pacific Yamaha pulls out all the stops. Dubé into Morgan. Wow, what a shot. Mazziati in the top 10.
Oh, dynamite start for Mazziati. Saw Treadwell in there as well as the boys massage their way into the CTI2 Sugar Bowl. Pedersen still out in front, Dubé in second, Treadwell third, and I think a pair of Blackfoot guys going 4-5.
Great start for Pedersen. He's been an awesome addition to the whole series. Great guy, getting a good lift off the little double, preceding this long 50-year task straight away.
Well, the battle for third place overall in the series is the one to watch. Dubé right now is doing what he has to do. He's in second place. I do not see Hagseth in the top 5 or 6, so we'll have to keep our eyes peeled for him as we get back to Pedersen in the lead. Boy, this guy's got to be on fire with this shot right now, Brian.
Yeah, Pacific Yamaha, he's Hagseth's teammate way out front. There's Blair Morgan, elbows up, beautiful line. Treadwell on the inside, coming up to the new Walton step. I love this jump.
So Morgan gets by Treadwell. Treadwell gets back on Morgan. Now Morgan by Treadwell stays in third. Oh, Mesley's got a problem on the Coors Light corner heading into the step-up. He's mired outside of the top 20 right now.
Oh, poor Chuck. We'll see. Hopefully he's okay to remount. He finished just outside the point in the first one. See Waugh, just silent. He's on a charge here.
Oh, did you see him get on the gas hard in that corner? Treadwell goes a little bit wide. That puts Waugh into fourth place. Back to our leader, Chad Pedersen, who's just loving life right now. Gets into the roller coaster section, down into the natural double. As we see the boys low come high. Let's see, second Dubé, third Morgan, fourth Waugh, fifth Treadwell. Great start for the boys.
Green flags out. That means all clear. Morgan finds a bit of a bump there in the berm. He's in good shape. He's got Waugh right behind him. First lap. There's Dubé doing what he's got to do.
Three-pack of Honda's getting ready to come to the tunnel jump. Waugh on the outside takes care of Morgan. Bar to bar battling through here. Dubé maintains second, Waugh to third, Morgan back to fourth.
You can see the techniques of these riders vary from rider to rider. Technique, everything on this Walton track. Dubé gets shoved out. Both guys get by him there, Mark.
Morgan into third with an absolutely unbelievable pass. Dubé's had a tough time in that Sugar Bowl today, Brian.
Yeah, he has. Western rider Nicky Dunn there, number 36. There goes Waugh for the lead. Takes Pedersen. Waugh will not be denied. He calls Walton his favorite track, too.
He blew by Pedersen in that sweeper. Now Pedersen's got his hands full. Morgan's in third place. Dubé doesn't look like he lost much ground for fourth. Back to Hagseth in eighth. Working up on Fasciati, who's in seventh.
Impressed with Fasciati. Hagseth, his mechanic, Big Ed Gardner's got to be telling him where Dubé is on the track. That's his main concern. If this photo ended right now, Dubé would be third.
Well, it's go time for Haggie. He's got to get on the pipe now. Mitchell Cook in his sights, getting ready to hit the step up. Oh, Haggie misses a shift or something. Fasciati blows by him.
Fasciati, very impressive. Not intimidated by Hagseth at all. Blair Morgan blast through on Pedersen for second. Pedersen here, he's going to see if he can figure out Morgan's lines. Morgan won our first moto.
Well, that was the same place that Waugh passed Morgan, so maybe Morgan saw that line, used it on Pedersen, moves into second place, getting back to Dubé now. Valuable points for this title. Oh, Dubé slides out on that sweeping left-hander, keeps the bike going. Brian only loses one position to Treadwell.
Little too much throttle for Dubé. He's going to have to get Treadwell back. That puts Hagseth one position closer to Dubé. Dubé has got to get his head on. He's going to maintain third in the championship.
Well, think of the season that he's had. Third place would be a great finish for Dubé. Look at this, Mike Treadwell moving up on the inside of Pedersen, but Pedersen gets into that right handful of throttle and maintains third. Back on leader, though. Look at this guy.
Waugh's got this corner dial. Look at that! In on the brakes, and then right on the gas. It's all about transition from brakes to throttle. Waugh has got it down. I think he's the best cornering rider in this series.
Without a doubt, as Treadwell moves into third place, the battle right now is for 6 spots. Hagseth moving up on number 24, Mitchell Cook, over the tunnel jump. Cook on the inside, railing the bird for Hagseth. Does he have fifth? Oh, what a pass, Brian! Hagseth moves into fifth place. He's only 1 spot behind Dubé now. What a pass!
Look at this. Look at Hagseth. The body English tells it all. Watch him right here. Just gets right into it there. Lays it over. Almost uses Cook for a berth. Cook had nothing to do but back off because Hagseth would have rammed him. He was so committed to that pass.
There was no way that Hagseth was going to be denied there. Interesting note too, Mitchell Cook with no number on the back of his sweater. I thought there was a rule against that. They're letting him go through with it. As we move back to Holmes, Dunn, and DeHaan, they're running 9th through 11th right now, Brian.
Solid battle there. Dunn impressive. There's Waugh in command of this second moto. You can tell when he has got his mojo, he is untouchable. Here he is, jersey untucked, foot out like an outrigger. Waugh is the man as Hagseth takes teammate Pedersen. Could be some team tactics going on, Trav.
Oh, it's got to be. Pedersen has to let Hagseth by if he wants him to finish in third. As we see Blair Morgan right behind John Sebastian in second, with Marco Dubé making a charge. This is for third place, Brian. Valuable points right there. Gets by Treadwell.
Four-stroke to four-stroke Honda to KTM. Dubé outmaneuvers Treadwell. He needs third, and he needs Hagseth to stay back.
Jeremiah Israel making his way up on Mitch Cook for 7th place. Great pass for Israel. He's been looking great today in this track. As we get back to our leader, number 1, John Sebastian Waugh, who seems in total command right now. Quick look back, and Morgan is in tow. The battle is starting to heat up for the lead.
You can see that gap. Morgan famous for tightening things up near the end. There goes Hagseth by Treadwell. Puts him into 4th. 1 position behind Dubé. That would give Hagseth 3rd overall.
Brian, that's the same place that Dubé passed Treadwell as well. Unbelievable.
Treadwell on the gas hard. I'm sure he didn't let Hagseth by. There's Cook again. Did Cook get by Israel?
No, he didn't. Simon Holmes making a charge on the natural double with the inside line. Simon Holmes, a great pass on Mitchell Cook. Back to our leader again, number 1, John Sebastian Waugh, with a nice line on the step-up as we move back to Blair Morgan, who's starting to close the gap, right?
Slightly closed the gap for sure. Morgan, he's got nothing to lose, but even... Oh, look at that pass! Dougie DeHaan has not lost it. All over Mitch Cook. What a move for the Diablo Honda rider. That was that Kawasaki right out of there.
It was hard to tell whether that was an actual line of choice or whether he just dove into that spot. Look at this!
Oh, makes the corner back here, dismisses the tractor tire, puts himself a bike length ahead of Cook. I gotta love Dougie there. What a ballsy move.
Unbelievable pass for DeHaan with Marco Dubé getting the last lap flag. That means the boys are on their final approach. Number 2, Blair Morgan, is he going to catch number 1, John Sebastian Waugh? I don't think so.
Waugh, a reigning champion, will wear number 1 next year. Morgan will wear number 2. And if Dubé and Hagseth finish 3-4, Hagseth will take 3rd.
Honda Canada will have the champagne a-bubbling. John Sebastian Waugh, fist in the air, will repeat as champion. Final 250 moto from Walton.
Marco, you held on for 3rd in that moto, but Hagseth was behind you. I think that puts you 4th overall in the championship.
Yeah, you're right, Brian. Hagseth was riding very good today. I don't know, he was pushing out. You know, we were fighting for the 3rd place, and I didn't have a too great moto, the first moto. And, you know, I would like to thank my sponsor, Diablo, Protect Suspension, Factory Effects, Schiff, Gurney Boots, and all those guys helped me out. You know, I did my best this year with all the injury. Probably it'll be another story, but that's racing, and I'm happy with my Ford, and thank you very much.
To the Castro leaderboard, second 250 motor from Walton. Waugh, Morgan, and Dubé, 3 Hondas up front. Hagseth finishes large in 4th. Israel in 6th. How about Homans in 8th?
There they are, Morgan sporting the dust goatee. Stick around for trophy presentations and season wrap-up.
John Sebastian Waugh, arm in the air for the final checkered flag of the season. Brian, let's go check out the point totals for the 125 East.
Hard to believe Sarix was a beginner in 99, nails down 4th. Hayden, despite his injuries, as well as Thompson, showing real well.
To the 250s, DeHaan gets his number 5 back. Smale, a no-show, maintains 6th, Treadwell in 7th. But how about Simon Homans getting inside the top 10?
Brad Hagseth maintains number 3. He wore that number in 2001. He'll wear it again in 03. Pacific Yamaha Fox Canada sponsored. Getting the cup from CMRC President Mark Stollybras, who is responsible for the whole scene in Canada. Ryan Gauld with Hagseth, the winner's circle.
I want to come back next year on the 250 and hopefully get a bigger one of these.
Definitely, right on, there you go. Brad Hagseth, number 3.
gentlemen, I present you with the Superman, Blair Morgan, second place. Okay, my friend, a very interesting season for you. I think if you look back to, what happened and what didn't happen, that race in St. Julie was the one that turned the tide for you, my friend.
Yeah, it is. It was actually the Halifax weekend I needed to win from that time on, and it didn't happen. So, no, it was a good race. Jean's driving really good. I think we're going really fast this year, and everyone's riding in. Brad was riding good, getting third after even riding 1.5 out west. So everybody had a good year, I think.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Superman, Blair Morgan. I present you with the #1 plated rider in the country, the repeat winner, the Flying Frenchman, Jean-Sébastien Waugh. Stolly, why don't you bring in the #1 plate and the trophy there, my friend? How does it feel to repeat?
Feel great. I came here and I didn't have too much stress. It's not the same as last year. Came here more relaxed, and the only thing I wanted to do is to put my Honda up front for the last race and put a good show for the fans.
Man, let everybody know who's been supporting you all season.
Well, okay, listen, because my bud's been on my case all year long. I have to mention all the sponsors, but first of all, Honda Canada's been behind us, the whole Honda Canada team, Blackfoot, Thor Racing, FMS, TMR, M2R, Helmet, Redline Oil, and VP Fuel, Works Connection, V-Force, Michelin Tower, Rental, Factory FX, Widescope, Joe from the suspension, Bill Tanner, Jason Mitchell, Martin, Corey, Andrew, my mechanic. He's been Andrew McLean from Ontario. Actually, has been doing an awesome job. Come on, Andrew, come here.
We're gonna bring Andrew up on stage.
This guy put my bike on. This guy's been working on my bike so hard, and this bike's been awesome. My CR250, it's the greatest bike.
JSR, on behalf of Inside Motorcycles, it is my privilege for the second year in a row to hand you this check for $5,000. As the Inside Motorcycles top Canadian, congratulations. There's nothing I like better than handing some money over to a deserving Canadian racer.
There he is. Ladies and gentlemen, the #1 plated rider in the country. Let's get that trophy up there too, Jean. Jean-Sébastien Waugh.